Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. So where do I start off? If you saw the last stream, it was a mess. It was a shit show, and this is basically a redemption on that part of my fault. So we are going to be redoing this flight. Well, not this flight, but we will be flying the INIBUILDS A320Neo, as you guys can see here. From lovely Kristiansand airport, which is in southern Norway, to Oslo Gardermoen airport. So the flight time is approximately 45 minutes. So hopefully this time I'm not gonna run off the runway, and I'm gonna actually show you what it is the correct ways of flying this plane, because what I did in the last video, it reflected a little bit badly and poorly, but it's fine. So let's go ahead and hop in. Lovely wing view as always. So like I said, we are flying from Kristiansand to Oslo Gardermoen. The weather right now in Kristiansand is showing yeah, I would say okay winds, 040 at 9, visibility 10, scattered 1100, broken 4500, temperature -2, dew point -4, and the QNH is 1015. At Oslo right now, it's variable 1 knot, visibility is 10, however the overcast ceiling is at 400 feet with temperature -15, dew point -7, QNH 1016. So that means that is, I believe LIFR, or actually MIFR? I don't know, it's at least IFR at one point because the overcast. So we can expect maybe a full ILS approach into Oslo Gardermoen. However, yeah. So let's go ahead and get this plane started up. We turn on the battery 1, battery 2. Where are they? Hello. Okay. After a good start. There we go. There we go. Get some dome lights on. Armed emergency lights. And then we go from the top to bottom. Nav. Good there. We can actually turn on ground control. Fuel pump stays off. Everything looks good up here. Packs stay that way, and then the Aviation logo can come on, and strobe lights to auto. So we're gonna go ahead and start loading the plane first. Let's actually use let's do they use Aviator now, so we will load the plane. And on the ground here as well, I will go ahead and do the payload as well. Apply, and I'll do the realistic. So it should be 15 minutes. Yeah, about 13 minutes of loading, which is okay. So while that plane loads here, we're just gonna go ahead and open automatically for those. So I'm not gonna click anything here. We're gonna go ahead and start filling out our init here. We are flying from, like I said, Kristiansand, which is Echo November Charlie November, to Echo November Golf Mike. Put it there and return.
Do you want a board crew? Passengers bus is coming.
So IRS in it, we're gonna align the IRS according to the position here. Today we are flying as Scandinavian 444, and the cost index for today's flight is going to be okay. I planned that incorrectly on my fault, but we're just gonna go with it as well for now. Usually they fly at around 3 to 9, especially on the Neos. And let's see here real quick. So they only want me to go up to 210 anyways for the whole duration of the flight, no step climbs.
Passengers boarding.
It's a short flight anyways, and the fact that usually you get a direct point towards a I can actually show you on Navigraph here the route. Loading this, import our flight, import simply. So we are planning runway 03 via the Veva to Alpha departure, which is basically straight out and towards Oslo. And then once we reach the point of Ulmug, we usually get a direct point to Volpu, because no one flies this whole star unless there is a high amount of traffic. I am going to be planning for the ILS approach, runway 01 right, which means we'll be landing 01 right. Taxi time to gate should be approximately, we're not parking here, so that means that we'll taxi around. We'll park at gate number 2. So it's a nice short taxi, and everything looks good. Close that out for now. We can go ahead and continue with our flight plan on the MCDU here. We are, like I said, runway 03, VATSIM to Alpha departure. It doesn't come up with any transitions, but that's totally fine because it's VAVAT anyways. And after VAVAT, we're going to the Mike 609 airway. Oh fuck, I keep thinking it's Boeing. VAVAT, and then Mike 609 airway. And then after that, it's going to be the Ripan. Then it will be the ILS approach runway 01 right. I could do change to 01 left, but I think 01 right is only used for landing as of this time in real life anyways, because of the winter conditions. So we'll do 01 right, and it's going to be the Ripan 3 Lima. And the approach via, I believe it was Valpu. Let's check quickly here. It's going to be via Valpu, yeah. So Valpu is just transition for this whole approach. Valpu, and insert it. Like so. So that looks good. Flight plan is technically completed. We can also do some checks. Usually you would check the METAR and stuff, the NOTAMs, so we can actually scroll down. And in Norway we have something called SNOTAMs, which basically is what it means, snow tams. Everything about snow and the conditions at the airport. So we see here, this is the airport weather. No air mats, no SIGMATs as of this time. And our alternate for today is going to be Bergen Flesland, where it's few clouds, visibility is good, and nothing to be worried about. Scroll down a bit more, we have the airport list, NOTAMs usually. So we see here the NOTAMs, air caveat, those are closed. On the right hand side, those are closed in real life anyways. In Oslo, sky tanking is a new field, blah 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 blah. Basically nothing we need to worry about here. But I can actually show you how a SNOTAM looks like in real life. AIP Norway, and open AIP Norway. That's not AIP Norway, it's actually IPPC. And we can actually go into the airport itself here and get a METAR, sorry, not get a brief on it, including SNOTAM, as it says right there. Or then we will get the SNOTAM list as well here. So if we open this up in the browser, SNOTAM, it tells you basically the runway code. So runway 01 right is code 666. So basically from the start, middle, and end. Same with 01 left is 566. So it's dry, 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 and slush in the beginning, and dry, dry. And this is where he chemically treated. So now we know basically the runway conditions at the airport since of the snow. If we take a look at the TAF here, as of 0418 to 0518, the wind 3603, and there's with temp broken at 400 feet, and temporarily from here it might go down to 4,000 with BR again. Either BR is missed or yeah, I think it's I forgot what BR stands for. Crap. That's the end of the TAF. Anyways, it's gonna be a bad visibility anyways into Oslo. And the rest of this is basically AIP NOTAM list. New things as stated right here, so it's perfect. Let's check on our loading here. Payload, 7 more minutes. Plane is loading nicely. We are actually just gonna go ahead and pop on the APU. Our passengers are probably getting cold in the cabin. It is really cold right now in real life. We have the flap open though. So we can get a flap open. Then flap open. Looks like they're done loading the back as well now. Nice graphics. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully it's not laggy for you guys at all right now. But this is the redemption flight for the time being. Might make it a little bit more daytime just to do the full effects there because it's kind of boring at night always when streaming. It's just like not fun. We can do a little bit daytime here just to make it a little bit nicer. If you should be available shortly, we have a stabilizing on the EGT as well. Pop up. We are going to be doing the icing, so the procedure is we're just going to push back straight and then request the ice there. Just going to apply this because it's not an emergency. So we are doing runway 03, the takeoff runway available. Total is 2036. We're using full length, including the turn-on space. Heading is 35. The surface is, I would say, whenever you're calculating surface for takeoff performance, if it's wet or icy or anything, it's double. And I can also show this right here. As per the SAS runway condition assessment matrix, for the crosswind component and stuff like that, it's also due to runway, how good the runway is. So if it's ice, cold, and dry, the crosswind limitation is 15, with a reported BA air rep of 20. So these are like a general standard. And then takeoff performance, normal conditions, runway not down and upgraded. We know that it's dry. However, there is, I would say there is, I would say either there's no wet snow on top. There's technically ice, but I would say dry slash wet snow on top of compacted snow, or you know what, dry snow, wet snow. Let's just do this one. Above 3 millimeters. Runway condition is 3, and we are still technically we're available for takeoff. So that's good. Our weight, we're just gonna. It because it's automatic, luckily, and we're just gonna let the plane calculate the fuel in total. We have total of 4,460, which is more than enough to get us to Oslo and the resort. So our weight today is 64,870. We are doing config 1 plus F. Air conditioning is going to be off. Anti-ice is going to be off. Force toga is off. So we'll calculate this, giving us a flex temperature of 50 degrees. If we go to our performance section here, we see a 131. It's 131. Then 131. Then 135. With the flaps 1 slash up. No, yeah, 0.8 up. So up, up 0.8. And then our assumed flex temperature is 50 degrees. 50 degrees set there. Thrust reduction is 1,550, and our engine out is the same because in case of I don't want to reduce my thrust in the same space, or sorry, before the engine out acceleration height. So that's good, and everything else looks good here. So we're just gonna the flow. I would say everything is correctly set up. We just double check the flight plan here. Flight plan. Cardamom there, but we start Velvet. So Velvet, it brings us all the way north, basically direct towards Oslo right away, which is really, really good. Where then we'll enter the star via Rippam, but we're likely going to get a direct from Rippam to Volt. So that's good. We can also check if there's any ATC online before we do our flight. It's a common rule of thumb on VATSIM to just check ATC before you actually do anything. It looks like there is ATC on. I mean to start Euroscope. We're not going to be controlling today. We're just also going to file our flight plan. If you don't know what the SimBrief is a tool where you file all your flight plans. Not file flight plans, make your flight plans. It's such a nice little tool for you to It's perfect for every small little things. Even during our ATPL phase, I made a ChatGPT as well. Forgot to mention to learn some stuff from flight planning here. So it worked out perfect. Let's see here. So that's filed. We can now connect to vPilot. And then we will then start with the or preparation checklist. Oh, hope everyone's doing okay. We are connecting as Scandinavian 444 and no cell code today. Tell me what the cell code is. Connected, perfect. And our QNH for today right now is showing 1015, so make sure to set that 1015 set. Showing about 100. See that 80 to 60. Confirm on both sides, that's good, and standby is set as well. So, cockpit preparation checklist. We have gear pins and covers have been removed. Fuel quantity is confirmed at 4.4 tons. The seatbelts is now coming on. Auto on that. Aiders is checked on nav already, but we can see it as well. So IRS is nav checked. And BRF is at 1015 showing 60 to 80, 62. We can also drop down to the before start checklist. Parking brake is already set. Takeoff speed and thrust. We have a speed of 131, 131, 135. Flaps 1 plus up 0.8. And flex temperature assumed at 50 degrees. Windows is closed and beacon is not on at the moment since our pushback is not fully connected. We are not push, but we are ready for push. So we're gonna request for push. Yes, we request push. No de-icing. We will likely do the ice at the pad over here just to so we're gonna disconnect the external power here. Ground. We toggle. Go. All good. Just go over there. Getting ready for push. Basically, this plane is very chill. I reviewed the basically. If you saw the Lufthansa video. Everything from startup went very nice, nice and smooth, but it was just the landings that kind of fucked everything up on my fault because I didn't pay attention. But now we're gonna redeem ourselves here. Flight time's only 45 minutes anyways, or let's see, is it 45 minutes? I think total is, I don't know, it's 36 minutes air time, but flight time is less than an hour. This is one thing I hate about Sim Update 13 and 14 when I was on it, is that these things happen for some reason on your scenery. It's kind of annoying, but game is looking sharp, mate. Thanks, Joshua. Is it lagging for you guys at all? Like, is there any like stutters or lags or anything? Because it doesn't look like it's lagging for me at least. The stream. Hi, once again, overrun. No, today we are going to redeem ourselves. We are not going to be doing an overrun. We're gonna actually do good. Okay, beacon is on and parking brake release. And let's go ahead and set the chrono on here for our off block time. And we are now going to start engine number 1. So confirm engine starter switches ignition start. See everything pops up nicely there. And then we start with number 1. Start a timer. We're not gonna overrun this time. N2 is rising nicely, and then we start to see N1 in rotation there. EGT rises as soon as fuel ignites, and then fuel flow goes in at usually there's the cooling. It's always like a hung start technically in cold conditions. It's always like a 30-second cool technically, or warm. Now we see fuel flow. N1 is rising nicely.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You
As you see, M2 rising. Also confirmed that the oil pressure is also rising nicely and temperature is good. And there you go. And we see the temperature is low. It's getting higher as we speak, and everything is looking good on our screens here. Nothing that will basically alert us to any changes. Forgot to set our conditions.
Unlocking gears.
Set available. Now we stop the clock. 1 minute and 20 seconds on the dot. Then we do the same thing with number 2.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
INBD Bodø, isn't that? Bodø Centers Online, I guess. We're just gonna quickly change something here so that we don't mess up on COM2. Sometimes there's a bug where I can't even click on COM2 shit at all. Beautiful start. We see everything rising. Everything is in the green still. We have oil pressure rising, oil temperature rising nicely. Then it goes down to stabilize. Oh, why did you change there? It's not fully. And this should be at the same time as number 1, or approximately close to 1. So hopefully it goes to 1 hour, 1 hour and 20. See the signal? We'll go ahead and flick it to off position on the landing lights. And available. So it's about the same, 1 minute and 20 seconds, which is perfect. So normal mode selector there again, and flap set 1 plus F. Everything else goes good. This stays off until takeoff. Close everything on top. I'm happy with on top. It's good on the bottom. So let's go ahead and basically we after start checklist. Anti-ice is not needed. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim, let's actually set that real quick. We are doing up 0.8. That's down, up 0.8. I would say about right there-ish. Rudder trim should be on neutral, checked, and clear signals have been received, which we flick the landing lights to the off position. It's like a thumb kind of thing here at SES, I saw. So everything looks good on top. I'm happy, and we are basically ready for taxi. Dome light can go off. And nose light goes on. Release the parking brake. Give it a little bit of thrust here. Make that left turn. Making sure that everything is good on the left-hand side. Perfect, perfect. Just a little bit of toe brakes here to not hit this via the dash 8 400. Okay, now that we are good here, we can do our brakes check. Right brakes, good. Left brakes, good. Continue taxiing. And now let's do the flight control test. Full right. Full left. Neutral. Full down. Full up. Neutral. And rudder. Rudder full left. Rudder full right. It shouldn't deflect this much. But anyways, it's fine. Checked, it's good. Everything is good there. Auto brakes go to max. Speed brake goes to arm. Let's deem the cabin real quick. Go. And test the takeoff. No blue. And now that we're closing in the runway, flick on the predicted wind shear systems and weather systems. And taxi flight controls check. The set flaps config 1 plus F. Radar predicted wind shear as required on ECAM memo. Takeoff no blue. Cabin is ready. And line up takeoff runway. We have 03 is confirmed right here. And TCAS is TARA. Packs can go off. And we are lining up. So strobe lights on. Shavik traffic. Scandinavian 444 is taking off runway 03 Shavik. So now that we said that we're taking off, we'll just go ahead and land lights goes on and take off. Let's reset the chrono real quick. Let's do take off. Hold down on the brakes, 50. We have stabilized, let's take off. Manflex, SRS, Auto Thrust Blue. We have a nice airspeed alive. 100 knots. B1, rotate. Up, nav. Nice, wonderful climb out, which is fun. I always love flying out of Kjevik. Thousand feet. Goes down a bit more so that we can. We'll hand fly this for a good part. Thrust climb 7,000 blue, but let's change up to 210. 210 set, 210 blue. With 3,000, lane lights goes off, but we can actually flip this off now. Lane lights go off, packs. Beautiful weather for flying out of Kjevik today. It's been so much, there's so much snow in the past few days here. More so that we can just track the flaps. Go. Flight time, like I said, it's only 35 minutes, so it's a really short flight. And flaps up, speed checked. Let's get engine anti-ice real quick on so that we fly over this part here nicely without any worry of any icing in the engine. There, that point right there is a Gulknapp airport. You can see it already. Or I believe it is. Let's change traffic, our TCAS to above so that we can see the climbing traffic. And you know what, let's go ahead and go autopilot 1 labeled. We can actually go direct, wasn't it? No, Ripon. Ripon, confirm direct. Let's go ahead and do a thrust climb, faster climb out of here. And we're over the clouds, anti-ice goes off, seatbelt sense goes off, standard altimeter 7,000 feet. So we pass there, checked, and we confirm passing now. Let's see, 8,000 checked. Good. Beautiful climb out, lovely. Make sure I'm still connected, no ATC, which is so we start our descent in about 60 nautical miles, so we'll reach our top climb here shortly and then start descent almost right away. I think after Ripon we'll just go direct towards Valpu, but before doing anything I'm just gonna confirm there's always a problem with this here. Actually I'll go a bit closer. Awesome sauce. Everything's going well. Knock on wood. Actually, to start, go back to set manage speed 292. It says speed in such a Swedish Stockholm accent. Speed. Anyways, wonderful conditions for landing. Yeah, let's just go back to Volpu now. Volpu, confirm, and good to go. Let's go ahead and check the nav graph. Cat 2. Since we have a very low overcast, just for the safe side, we're gonna plan for the Cat 3 Alpha ILS, which gives us this height of 50. RVR, sorry, the Cat 2 ILS, sorry. Which it should be sufficient, judging by the fact that the overcast height is 400 feet. So I don't mind doing a Cat 2 ILS, which gives us a radial altimeter of 102 or 771 on Barrow, which is 100. So we can actually just start filling out our arrival page here. So 772 on the Barrow. We are doing a full flaps landing. Hi, Mr. Eric or Eric. Cat, sorry. Eric. 1016. And the temperature is minus 15. Minus 15, and the wind is at variable of 1 knot, so we'll just do 0000/1. Good, good, good. Awesome. I will double check this information before we start our descent into Oslo again. So that's fine. So this is a very simple ILS approach. It brings us via Volpu at the mandatory of 5,000 feet, where we then will descend again to 4,000. Technically it's 4,000, but this is above 5,000. So we're gonna go down to 4,000 feet, where then we will establish on the localized approach, ILS approach. Descend via the glide path at an angle, I believe of 3 degrees, and then our missed approach procedure is climb on track 012 to DME 2.511, then turn right and proceed on track 048, which is that way to 4,000 feet, and expect vector from Oslo approach. And missed approach without lost comms is, we're not gonna even brief that though, because that's not gonna happen. And I was gonna say one more thing, but I kind of lost my train of thought here for a second. Someone also mentioned that in the last video on the Lufthansa, why didn't I do a full or do an auto brake landing at all? Well, I planned altitude start. I planned for something called a max manual braking, which is allowed. That means you are just controlling auto brake. You're controlling braking action by yourself. And it's pretty normal to do, especially on a shorter field runway, instead of using auto brakes and the conditions favor it. But this time, since we're landing on a long runway, however, snow, without snow, I would do a low auto brake. But now that we have snow and icing conditions, I'm going to do manual, because whenever there's icing or snow or any contaminants on the runway, we always double our calculations for landing performance by 2. That being said, on our checklist here for the runway control assessment matrix, we have dry snow, or I would say compacted snow, which is technically dry, outside air temperature at or below minus 15 degrees, good to medium, which is technically good, since the conditions were reported as 666, which meant dry anyways, so we could even plan for code 6 up here. But the max for compacted snow in conditions of good braking action would be, the max crosswind is 29, with dry is 38, and 320Neo 35 knots for takeoff. However, there is no wind at all, so this we don't really need to worry about. Yeah, it's pretty chill after, if I'm gonna be honest with you. However, since the temperature is below 15 degrees, I would usually temperature correct for the altitudes that we're at. So if it was 15, so it's minus 15 right now between 10 and 20. Height above aerodrome is, what is the height above the aerodrome? I won't crash this time. I'm not going to. I don't plan on it. The height above the aerodrome is showing airport elevation 682. So since it's 600, I would say 500. At between 50. So we always, it will be, instead of like 4,000, it will be like 4,050 or 4,072 technically. But we're gonna disregard that. I check destination data. We'll double check it. So we're just gonna reload our Meteor again once here. It's still showing variable 1 knots. Visibility 10, overcast at 400 feet. Temperature is still minus 14 degrees, and QNH is now 1017. So minus 14 on the temperature here, and 1017. That is set. So we've planned this approach, and let's double check the rad nav here. The frequency is going to be the 1, basically, for the ILS. Let's go ahead and double check something here. Let's go back to ILS, please. Thank you. And the frequency is 111.905, which is set. The course is 012, so that's incorrect. I'm just gonna adjust it right here. Well, technically I adjusted it myself. Put that on the top then. It will technically for the frequency there, so we'll also set that as standby then. 111.905. Actually, no, we can't do that. Hold up. It's gonna be 1, I'm guessing. I have to put it in like that. Oh. What do you mean not in database? Okay. I guess that doesn't work as I thought. That's fine. 1 is there. I have high hopes this plane won't crash this time. You can actually click all on here. We're just gonna set this to 2,000. Forgot. 2,000 feet. TARA. And actually, we can actually put it to below now, so that we're starting our descent shortly. And no reported traffic is in Oslo at this time. What a beautiful flight. So this time we are not going to crash. We're gonna be landing nicely. We're not gonna overrun no runway, and yeah. But today our alternate is going to be Bergen Flesland. And we can also check the weather there real quick. We can also probably set our second flight plan to. Can't be asked. I know I'm gonna land in Oslo anyways. I'm gonna land in Oslo, that's for sure. And if it's unstable, I will do a go around this time. Helpless. So we're gonna disregard what happened on the Lufthansa flight. We said that we're gonna blame it. We're gonna blame it on ATC, if I remember correctly. So yeah. Good evening from Denmark. Riktig god kväll. I don't want to die, really. Don't worry, you're not gonna die today. You might die on a flight if I do an African aero. What's the fucking airline called with the 727 aerospace or aero something? You might die if I fly that, but you won't fly with me on SAS. That's for sure. Okay, we're getting close to our top of the sun here. 29 miles to go. It does. I can't wait for that real cabin to come here. It's kind of empty. Galley looks nice. It's pretty okay. Has the correct sounds at least. Aeroscure, yeah, the Colombian. Is it Colombian? Yeah, sorry. It doesn't know what the maximum takeaway. That is true, yeah. So next time we fly them or something, we will take off. We will overfly the runway at a max altitude of 20 feet, and then we'll climb. Aeroscure, yeah, that's Colombia. I don't know why I thought it was African. I saw like these videos of the bush flying, and it was so. It's actually shocking that this actually happens in real life, and that they are still operating, which is so scary. But yeah. So good. Let's brief this approach then, I guess, people. We are flying the Ripam 3 Lima arrival, but we are flying direct from Ripam 2 Volpu, which is below 5,000 feet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are also, forgot to start simulating again, but I can't be asked. But we are planning for at least the ILS approach. It'll be the ILS Cat 2, which is giving us a decision height of 771 on the bear, which is approximately 100 feet above the ground. The minimum sector altitude here is going to be 39 and 34 on the left, but 3627 on the right, so it's lower on the right there. So in case of engine failure, we are going to turn to the right anyways, but it depends on the... Well, I would say it depends on the engine that's affected, because remember, adverse yaw, if an engine loses on the left hand, the plane will likely roll to the left, adverse yaw to the opposite end. But this is Airbus, so it will automatically correct this for us anyways. We already tuned it. We double checked the localizer frequency of 111.95 and the final approach is 012. And Zemen establishing at 3,500 feet. There are some high terrain, like I mentioned, on the left-hand side. So in case of any failures or anything, I probably won't be flying to the left-hand side. I will likely do a right-hand turn. But again, that is all due to engine, if there's any emergency that requires the engine. In case of a go-around, we will follow the standard missed approach procedure to climb on track 012, which is runway heading, to the DME 2.51 from the one VOR or localizer. Then we'll do a right turn and proceed on the outbound track of 0.48, which you guys can see here, to 4,000 feet, where then we should be expecting making balance approach, but if not, we will then plan for the INSUV approach again, I say, because I can't be asked to vector myself and ensure that I have a 35 intercept angle on this runway here, so I can't be asked. So we will likely just plan for another approach on the ILS, but instead of via Volpu or Nosla, it's via INSUV. There is a speed restriction here, 220, and our top distance reach. So let's go ahead and send down to 8,000. Thrust idle descend 8,000, or flight level 80 blue. Checked. And then, yeah. So basically that's it. No questions. Hope everyone's happy with that. And yeah. So we started just a tad bit late. We're a little bit of profile here, but I believe we can fix that once we get closer. So we're setting our altitude here to 4,000 feet, which gives us a constraint here of 5,000. So that's fine. We can actually increase the speed here so that we will descend at a higher rate of speed. So we are now managing our speed ourselves. Thrust idle. And there's our profile. So you see that we're back on profile, so we can actually go back to letting the plane control the speed itself. Now we're gonna be below the profile, or above the, below the profile now. That means it will decelerate again, and then it will descend again. So in case you ever miss your top of descent by a bit, you can always use the speed to, at least that's what they do in real life. When I set jump seat with them, every time, SAS likes to overfly the top of descent just to have a nicer descent path angle into the airport. So that's nice. Audible traffic. Scandinavian 444 is inbound for the Alice approach. Runway 01 right. Direct Valbu. The initial call out here, since the range for Unicom is approximately 20 nautical miles, it's good to just say that now in case anyone's coming in. But last I checked on the map, there's only that's coming in right now. Me and one other coming in from the north, but he's not. I think I'm gonna be there before him. See, we were a bit low or high on our profile again, but it's coming back up, which is nice. And since we already set 4,000 feet, we can actually switch to this QNH at the airport. So we're just going to double check one last time. QNH is 1017. So we'll set that. 1017 set. And we double confirm, passing 300 now. I might even do a manual hand fly with the silence approaching to 01 right if I feel comfortable. Alrighty. So a little bit type of time, but that's perfectly fine. I'm happy with that. We can use a little bit of speed brakes just to slow a bit more down. I'll turn on the wing lights, even though that's an American thing. I'll turn on the wing lights just to show the, look at that, beautiful. Should I adjust the time a little bit more to be daytime, or should I continue at night? What do you guys think? Adjust it for daytime or continue a bit at night now? I think I might adjust a bit more to the daytime just to for everyone to see. Night? Okay. Awesome. Ions. It doesn't. The lights can go off position. Seatbelt sense comes on. Turn lights goes on. Actually, runway turn left stays off. Tad bit high again. So let's go ahead and do the speed descent. We can actually go ahead. How do you get the A320Neo not to stutter on approach? I don't know. I mean, I never had any performance issues with this plane, so that might be a user hardware issue, I'm guessing. Rest idle descent. How do you get it? I'm a little bit unsure what do you mean, like how do you not get it? How do you get it? Or the 8020 or yeah, it's in their community folder still, but I transferred mine to Sim Update 13 before, so it worked out pretty nicely. Vertical speed 1,700 feet, as long as we're below the 5,000, which we're not going to get it all, but that's fine. But it's in your community folder. You'd have to put your official folder, and then you just move it to your community. And let's come on. Brahma traffic, Scandinavian 444 is now establishing on the Ellsberg to runway 01 right. We are direct nose law, 4,000 feet. Altitude star. Nice little high-speed approach, which is nice. And we can arm approach mode and autopilot too.